Travel back in time with a trip inside the Iowa's News Now vault.
Coming up on a special edition of the Channel 2 News at 6.
RAGBRAI riders descend on Cedar Rapids, fighting a strong wind.
We'll tell you what the RAGBRAI stop means for food and beverage vendors along the way.
And we'll take you live to a Rag Bash celebration in Marion. I'm Pete Cipher.
I'm Amy Johnson. Join us as we celebrate Iowa with RAGBRAI next on the Channel 2 News at 6.
This is the Channel 2 News at 6 with Pete Cipher, Amy Johnson, John Bear Sports, and weather with meteorologist Mark Stroud.
You're looking at an aerial shot of Norridge Park in Cedar Rapids, the site of the largest tent city probably in the country tonight. Good evening and welcome to a special edition of the Celebrate Iowa on the Channel 2 News.
All these tents, of course, belong to RAGBRAI riders, an estimated 15,000 of them who are camped here and elsewhere in the city tonight. It's the first time in the 18 years of the Register's annual Great Bike Ride across Iowa that the trek has made an overnight stop in Cedar Rapids, and we'll have full coverage of it for you.
Of course, you're looking there at the sculpture, the balloon sculpture, showing the bicyclist that welcomed all the riders, including our own participant, Amy Johnson, back to Cedar Rapids. We're glad to have you back with us. And you look like you're holding up all right?
Well, I'll tell you, it's amazing what a shower will do. You know, I feel like a new person. I'll tell you that the ride today seemed to be the toughest yet. There were a lot of headwinds, a lot of gradual hills early on. I didn't complete the whole ride, but riders around me certainly were struggling. I was among them. When I finally stopped in Winthrop, everybody was really glad to get off the bike for a while, just take a rest. The week in general has been fairly easy. The course has been fairly flat, but today we did encounter some tough winds, and I guess that we're in for even more hills tomorrow and Saturday.
Well, it is nice to have you back. On a more serious note, an apparent hit-and-run accident injured a Waterloo rider just north of Cedar Rapids on Alburnett Road this afternoon. Art Sandberg was taken to the hospital with what appeared to be minor injuries. A friend who was riding with Sandberg told Channel 2 News that a car seemed to try to hit the riders. The car did not stop after the accident, but the driver was apprehended a short time later. No word yet on who the driver is or what charges he or she might face.
And I'll tell you, Pete, it really is dangerous out on the road. Sometimes motorists don't understand that when you are riding, they have to go very slowly and stay away from the bicycles. So there's a lot of room for injury.
Any close calls for yourself?
Well, no, not with cars, but I'll tell you that's always a scary thing because a lot of RAGBRAI riders do encounter cars along the route, and it can be serious.
That's a good point to mention to all our motorists in Cedar Rapids. If you're driving in northeast Cedar Rapids, watch out for the riders tonight.
Yeah, please
and
do.
Tomorrow.
Please do. Well, I'll tell you, I can vouch that even on the easy rides, when the cyclists arrive at their final destination, they're very tired and hungry.
And of course, that means a lot of money for the folks and a chance to make some money. Maggie Jensen surveyed the commerce that was being conducted as RAGBRAI rolled into Cedar Rapids.
We headed south from Robbins. The first example of free enterprise we came upon was set up by the Isaac Newton Christian Academy at the Faith Bible Church.
How did you decide how much food to make for today?
Well, we simply had to pray about it, and then we took a guess, and now we're just on hope that the weather will hang in there.
Kinnick says they'll be happy if they make a few $100s profit with their snacks and drinks. There are a lot of signs on Menser Road, but the ABC stores stood out. They advertised barbecue, brats, McRibs, and free showers. Wow! This place, we figured, must look like an oasis in the desert.
Did the signs work on you?
Oh, yeah, they did. I was very curious about the showers.
Free showers is where it's at because, I think they have to pay down there, but we're trying to draw them here with free showers because we don't think there's going to be much of a line.
The people at the ABC store also demonstrated sensitivity today. They learned that women don't like to shower in view of each other, so they put up these really neat privacy partitions.
We're giving it our best shot.
Is there a lot of here yet already?
The folks at St. Pius Church are hoping to leave a good taste in the bikers' mouths and that the bikers will leave some dollars in the church's pockets. Turkey and noodles tonight, breakfast tomorrow.
200 pounds of turkey, 60 pounds of celery, 60 pounds of mushrooms.
The St. Pius volunteers say they'll be able to feed 2,000 people tonight. Maggie Jensen, Channel 2 News, Cedar Rapids.
Well, I'll tell you, there's a tremendous amount of activity here in Cedar Rapids in connection with this RAGBRAI visit. There are parties all over town, and in just a moment, we'll be joining Sandy Riesgraff live in Marion for one of them.
But first, we want to show you the centerpiece of the stop here in Cedar Rapids for all the RAGBRAI riders. It's right behind us. It's the giant balloon sculpture put together by artist Dennis Patton. And you know, volunteers worked all night to get the sculpture in place.
I'm Sandy Riesgraff at what is being called the Rag Bash in Marion. Now, what it is, it's actually a great big party for RAGBRAI riders and area residents. Now, there will be 4 live bands playing here tonight. The first one, I'm sure you can hear them behind me, No Spokes, began playing just a short time ago when the rain let up here. Now, each band will be playing for about 2 hours tonight up until about 11:30. RAGBRAI riders and Marion residents are rolling in for this party. Following a bit of rest after a rough ride today, the peddlers say they'll be ready for a good time tonight. Come into the Cedar Rapids, Marion area. How's the hospitality?
Oh, wonderful. I got free popcorn when I first came in. We got free Gatorade. We got free granola bars. People were clapping as we came into the camping area. It was wonderful.
Yeah. Has it been that way all along the route, or is anything different here so far that you can see?
Pretty much off and on the friendliness, but for the most part, real friendly people. Helpful.
We had fun every other town. Of course, being in your own hometown, or not hometown, but where we live. Coming back home, it's going to be fun to party.
RAGBRAI riders say the only problem they've had in Cedar Rapids, like some other cities, is dealing with heavy traffic and actually finding the campsite. A lot of people are starting to come into Marion tonight for this party. If you're planning on coming out, you should know that part of 7th Avenue between 10th and 11th Street will be closed starting at 6:30 tonight. Joining me now is Lisa Hoffer. She's from the Marion Chamber. You helped put this big party together. What are you expecting tonight?
A lot of fun. We're expecting between 4,000 and 10,000 people. We've got 4 live bands, plenty of food, plenty of drink, and it's going to be a great time, so come on out.
Enough for 10,000?
I hope so.
Now, what kind of money are you expecting this will bring in, and where does it go?
You know, I really don't know how much money we're going to bring in. I guess we won't know until tomorrow morning, and all the money we make will go right back into the community. So it's a community RAGBRAI event.
What a great thing. Also, if people don't know what you've got to offer here tonight, what's going on?
We've got 4 live bands. We've got No Spokes, Jip and the Choosy Mothers, The Word, and we've got plenty of refreshments. We've got Miller Beer. We've got the beef, pork, and sheep producers. We've got a lot of fun. Pepsi, anything you could want.
And right now, no rain. So thank you very much for joining us, and good luck tonight.
Thanks a lot.
Okay, like we said, we're here at the Rag Bash in Marion. If you've got nothing to do tonight, come on out. It's not raining. Everybody's going to have a good time, and we'll have more on this party tonight at 10.
It is raining a little bit over here at Norridge Park, and you're looking an aerial shot down at Norridge Park here in northeast Cedar Rapids, tent city. It's an unbelievable sight, Amy.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Pete, I was just saying that it doesn't seem to be quite as crowded here as it has been in other campsites along the way. Other areas it's been, you know, compacted into several different campsites. Here it's very spread out. It's quite a sight.
It's going to be quite a night here tonight.
Yeah, it sure is. And there is other news today that is not RAGBRAI related. We'll bring you up to date when we come back.
And Mark Strell will tell these campers and the riders what kind of weather they can expect tonight and tomorrow as they head down to Washington.
Dave Shea, hopefully, is with 2 men who are very important, of course, to RAGBRAI. One is Donald Call, the co-founder of the RAGBRAI course, the RAGBRAI journey, and the other is John Karras, who is the other co-founder. They started the ride in 1973. I've been trying to hook up all week long with Don Call. I think we've missed each other 3 times on the route because we never seem to arrive in the same locations at the same time. But Dave, why don't you take it away with these 2 guests?
Okay, Amy, you've introduced who I'm talking to here, and these are kind of the godfathers of RAGBRAI. Don Call, you were saying, I believe, on Wednesday that it was just too nice to be RAGBRAI. Change your mind at all?
Well, yeah, I said that we were being set up, and this is what we were being set up for. This was an absolutely brutal day. It was it was to a bike ride what Iwo Jima was to a beach party. I mean, it was really tough.
Okay. John, is he exaggerating at all?
No, he's not exaggerating a bit. It was a very difficult day. I cannot remember a day when we've had winds that strong, that consistently, whichever way we turned. We had practically no relief. I think we had 3 miles out of about 70 going west, and all the rest was east and south, and that's where the wind was coming from.
Both of you have been on RAGBRAI since the start. What's changed about it over the years? How is it different now from the way it was, if it is?
Oh, some people say it's lost its innocence, and I suppose that's correct. Although it seems to me the original spirit has been pretty well maintained. The big changes have been the increasing number of people and the increasing sophistication of the organization. The first time we did a RAGBRAI, we didn't even drive the route. We got out in the middle of the state, we ran into rock that we didn't know was there, had to walk our bikes half a mile. Now, Benson gets the county engineer to blade the gravel off, so we have practically...
It's changed quickly, Don. What's been the high point and the low point for you so far?
The high point is when I get off the ride on Saturday. The low point is when I get on the bicycle every morning and realize I have a whole day of biking.
One more. Okay. Thanks, both of you, Don Call and John Karras. Back to you, Pete and Amy.
And
Same thing?
Yeah, same thing. I love to get off that bike at the end of the day. You really have to give those two men a lot of credit. They've done such a good job, and they're so warm and friendly and wonderful to everyone on the ride. If you are coming down to Knoll Ridge Park here tonight, please be careful. Traffic is backed up. There are bikers coming in. Take your time, go slowly, plan ahead.
But don't leave until after 6:30. And coming up next, it's John Baer with sports.
Well, this is kind of a sports-oriented newscast, and it's only appropriate we go to our own sports guy, John Baer. John, where are you?
I'm right behind you guys, standing here in the park. Hopefully you can see the balloon man behind me here. The beauty of RAGBRAI, of course, is plain and simple, it's just a good time. What obviously is also special about RAGBRAI, all the people it takes all kinds. It takes riders, it takes fans, it takes support people, and everyone's got to be a little bit crazy to take part in RAGBRAI. Here's a look at some of those people today, a lot of friendly people. How much you have to pay to buy this house so you can have a spot where the RAGBRAI riders come right in front?
Kind of expensive today.
Do you yell any encouragement? Or you just kind of sit?
Welcome to Cedar Rapids.
What do you think of Cedar Rapids so far? Your only vantage point of it is from the masseuse table.
I think the reception that Cedar Rapids has put together tops all those that I've seen so far. Maybe it's the size of the town are the friendliest of the people, but it's been a great reception so far.
How is it riding for two?
Oh, it's excellent. Go a lot faster, you share the wind, a lot more power.
Yeah. What would you say to people who think you guys are kind of funny looking?
We've had a lot of laughs.
She says this is normal for RAGBRAI. She talked me into coming on this trip, so
well, it is
why
normal.
be normal?
And just a thought, what's it like to spend a week inside some cramped quarters? Inquiring minds want to know. We're going to find out. Tell us, how's it been spending a week inside a small little place like this?
It's been a rough last 2 days. We're finding out we're rougher than our kids. They're still out on the road someplace, and we've been in for a while, so we feel real good about that.
You guys gonna camp out in the backyard next week?
I don't think so.
I don't even think we'll get our bikes out of the boxes for a year or two, maybe.
But living in a tent isn't the only way to go. These guys here are living in a bus. Does it beat living in a tent?
Tell you what, it's magical. That's why we call it the magic bus.
I think the Who beat you to that.
Who's the Who?
They may not know the Who, but everyone on RAGBRAI knows about Iowa now. And a little song sums it up.
Bike, bike, bike your butt all across the state. Corn and pigs and corn, isn't Iowa great? Woo! Woo! All right!
There's obviously a lot more to Iowa than that, but that is some sentiment of some of the riders today.
Thank you very much, John, and we'll have more when we come back celebrating Iowa with RAGBRAI in Northeast Cedar Rapids at Knoll Ridge Park. Stay with us. Amy, you know, it was fun to watch all the riders come in here and catch their expressions as they looked up at the balloonist of the bicycle sculpture and their thoughts about it. What did you hear about out on the route?
Well, I heard a lot of people were really excited to come in Cedar Rapids. Again, it's the biggest town on the route. A lot of them have never been here. They knew there was a lot of festivities. This balloon sculpture really is just beautiful. What a greeting for the riders as they come through.
It's lost a little bit of its flair due to the winds and the rain. And tonight we're going to have more on all the RAGBRAI activities here at Norridge Park, also the Rag Bash over in Marion. You're going to show us Tent City tonight.
I'm going to show you Tent City tonight. Thanks for helping us celebrate Iowa Live with RAGBRAI.
We'll see you at 10.